Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're going to do an overnighter in an open air shelter. So stick around, we have an outstanding show coming up. Alright, last week we had a viewer chime in on one of my overnighters and he asked me a question. The question was along the lines of, do you ever sleep under the stars? Well, guess what, Sir Ronald? Today's that day, and we're going to do it in an open air shelter. Here's my idea of an open air shelter. We're going to start off with a backstop. Something I can lay against that will block the wind. Next, one full step away, I want to go ahead and put up a windscreen. Combine that with a long fire, and we'll be in business. This spot right here is looking pretty good. Get my backstop right here, anywhere from thigh to waist height. One full step away, get a long fire, followed by a windscreen. Same thing, I want that windscreen anywhere from thigh to waist height. Perfect. Alright boys and girls, today's secret word is wood. I need wood for that backstop, wood for the windscreen, and I need wood to burn. So basically, we're going to collect wood. Now, the windscreen and the backstop. We're talking thigh high, no higher than my waist, roughly the length of my body, and about that diameter. So there's our layout for our backstop. Ideally, you want them all to be the same length, so I'll find the shortest one and then just make them all that length. Alright, the backstop's up, but it's not looking outstanding. There's quite a few gaps between those logs, so all we're going to do to fill those gaps is grab mud, clay, or in this case some moss, and plug those holes. Now we're looking outstanding. Guess what time it is? Time to collect firewood. Now, as usual, once the flames rise above that current fuel source, I'm going to go ahead and lay on another pile perpendicular to the previous pile. We're going this way, we're going to lay them this way. And that, in a nutshell, is an open air shelter. Now, there's several other ways to do this. This one is mine. Now, like usual, all that hard work got me hungry. Let's see what we got. All right, some of you saw that food sitting there on the ground and you thought, what do you do about food in the field? Here's my answer. Believe it or not, I get this question all the time. The answer is, I'm in the eastern woodlands. Today was a high of 30. Tonight will be 15. There's your refrigerator. Most refrigerators at your house are less than 40 degrees. I could put that food right there where you saw it on the ground all day and be perfectly fine. Look at that gooey awesomeness. Wait for it. That is a tasty burger. Oh. Kind of reminds me of that old school Carl's Jr. commercial with that hot Paris Hilton back in her heyday, you know. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. True words of wisdom right there. Think about that. Be good enough for now. That was outstanding. I mean, we're talking the stuff dreams are made of. Anyway, the plan for the rest of the night, got about an hour of light left, need to stack some firewood, turn that existing fire into something that resembles a long fire, get my wool blanket, and hit the rack. It's supposed to be in the teens tonight. If we're lucky, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know, we'll find out. Nice and toasty right here, tell you what. Went out, stacked some firewood, so hopefully I'm good for the night. If not, it'll be a cold night. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things we accomplished today. First off, we got a fire going. It's always a good thing. More importantly, it's a long fire, so it's going to keep my core parts of my body warm. We have a windscreen behind that to block some of the wind. Most importantly, behind me we have a backstop, and we had gaps in there. We filled those gaps with moss, so if I were to lay here, I can lean up against this with no worry of breeze blowing through the logs, getting me cold. No overhead cover. Why? Because it's an open air shelter. We have our improvised mattresses right here, filled full of leaves and debris, preventing that conduction or the cold ground from taking that body heat away from me. Get my wool blanket and hunker down for the night. Okay, so about 20 feet away from the shelter, we're looking at 24 degrees and dropping. So placing it right where I was sitting at, see, we're at 64. That's 40 degrees difference. Be warm and toasty all night. A little bit cold, a little bit nipply out. Nothing like sleeping on the ground. Yeah, right. At least we still got some coals, so that's a good thing. Two, three, four. Screw it. Who cares? Gonna be a nice day today. High of 40, low of 24. Speaking of 24, got down to 20 last night. And having this long fire in a wool blanket with my outer layers, perfectly warm. I had to wake up probably every 2 hours, throw some wood on the fire. The longest stint that I had was from 2:30 till 5:30, and I actually woke up kind of cold. And by then I knew I had about an hour and a half of darkness left before the sun came up. So I kind of just rode it out. Overall though, I mean, it was a good night, real good night. Look forward to coming out here and doing it again. Welcome back. Yesterday's shelter build was outstanding, and last night was good to go as well. It's always good to get outside and potentially out of your comfort zone where you just have a wool blanket and you're able to construct something to bend the elements to your will. Now, along with that, far too often I hear people say hashtag camping season, referring to late spring and summer. I don't buy that crap. Get outside all year round and enjoy the outdoors. As usual, all the gear in this video can be found on my Amazon influencer page, with the exception of that Spring Creek saw and the Black Bear knife. Those are both from Self-Reliance Outfitters. I'll put my Amazon link and Self-Reliance Outfitters link in my description box. Please do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm gonna catch you next time.